Nestled between whispering woods and watchful hills lay the village of Hollow Creek. It was the kind of place where time seemed to move slower, where the past lingered in the very air. A place of old stories and even older secrets. At the edge of the village, shrouded in an almost perpetual gloom cast by the ancient oaks surrounding it, stood Hawthorne Mansion. The mansion was an imposing sight, 3 stories of dark brick and grey stone. Its windows, like vacant eyes, stared out at the village below. Locals knew to give the Hawthorne Mansion a wide berth, whispering tales of its troubled past. They said the house was cursed, haunted by the ghost of a young woman named Eliza Hawthorne, who disappeared within its walls a century ago. Eliza's story was a tragic one, a tale as old as time. She was the only daughter of wealthy landowner Jonathan Hawthorne, doted upon and sheltered. Her life was one of lavish parties and elegant gowns, her days spent within the mansion walls. That is, until she met Daniel Blackwood, a charming young man from the village. Their love was forbidden, separated by social standing and Jonathan Hawthorne's disapproval. One stormy night, Eliza ran away to be with Daniel, but she never made it out of the mansion grounds. Some say Jonathan caught them and took matters into his own hands, fueled by rage and heartbreak. Others whisper that Daniel left Eliza heartbroken and she took her own life within the mansion walls. No one knew for sure. Eliza's disappearance remained a mystery, her fate unknown, her ghost a haunting presence in Hawthorne Mansion. It was a night like any other, the kind that settles over Hollow Creek like a shroud. A group of friends, young and restless, were gathered around a crackling bonfire, swapping stories and seeking thrills. They were drawn to the legend of Hawthorne Mansion, the promise of a real-life ghost story too tempting to resist. There was Max, the skeptical one, always ready with a logical explanation. Chloe, the adventurous one, eager to experience the unknown. Ben, the cautious one, hesitant but easily swayed by the group's enthusiasm. And finally there was Emily, drawn to the macabre, a thrill-seeker with a fascination for the supernatural. The dare was made, whispered between flickering flames and nervous laughter. Spend one night in Hawthorne Mansion. It seemed like a good idea at the time, fueled by youthful bravado and the allure of the unknown. They would soon learn that some doors are best left unopened, some mysteries better left unsolved. The old iron gates groaned as if disturbed after a century of slumber. Overgrown ivy clawed at their ankles as they made their way up the weed-choked path. The air grew heavy, laden with the scent of damp earth and decay. A shiver ran down Emily's spine, a primal instinct warning her to turn back. The front door creaked open as if inviting them in. Inside, the air was stale and cold. Dust motes danced in the faint moonlight that filtered through grimy windows. The musty scent of decay permeated everything, a testament to decades of neglect and forgotten memories. Each footstep echoed in the oppressive silence, amplified by their own pounding hearts. Section 5. The Haunted Reflection. They explored the mansion, room by dusty room. Cobwebs clung to their faces like ghostly veils. The furniture was draped in white sheets, resembling ghostly figures in the dim light. Each room whispered its own silent story of a life lived and lost. In the grand ballroom where music once filled the air, a chill settled over them. Chloe paused before a tarnished mirror, its surface reflecting her image back at her. But as she stared, a shadow seemed to move behind her, a fleeting glimpse of something she couldn't quite make out. She whirled around, heart pounding, but found nothing there. Ben swore he heard the faint strains of a piano melody, mournful and haunting, echoing from the depths of the mansion. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end. Section 6. Eliza's Words. It was in what was once Eliza's bedroom that they made their most chilling discovery. Tucked away in a dusty corner, hidden beneath a pile of discarded hat boxes, lay a small, leather-bound journal. The pages were brittle with age, the ink faded, but Eliza's words were still legible. Emily read aloud, her voice hushed with a mixture of fear and fascination. Eliza's words painted a picture of a young woman trapped, torn between her love for Daniel and her loyalty to her family. Her entries spoke of her fears, her growing desperation, and a darkness that seemed to be closing in around her. On the last page, a single sentence sent chills through them all. "He will never let me leave." Section 7. Flight. A sudden crash from downstairs shattered the silence. They exchanged terrified glances, their blood running cold. The journal slipped from Emily's grasp, falling to the floor with a soft thud. Panic seized them. They had to get out of the house. They scrambled out of the room, racing through the darkened hallways, their fear propelling them forward. The air grew heavy, the temperature plummeting as if an unseen presence was closing in around them. They could hear their own ragged breaths, the pounding of their footsteps echoing in the silence. The front door loomed ahead, a beacon of hope in the darkness. They stumbled out into the cool night air, gasping for breath, their chests tight with terror. Section 8. An unsettled feeling. As they drove away from Hawthorne Mansion, the headlights of the car cutting through the darkness, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. They had escaped the mansion, but the experience, the terror, the sense of an unseen presence lingered. They never spoke of that night again, but the memory remained, etched into their minds like a scar. The Hawthorne Mansion still stands today, a brooding presence at the edge of Hollow Creek. A constant reminder of the mysteries it holds, the secrets whispered within its walls. The legend of Eliza Hawthorne lives on, a cautionary tale whispered around campfires late at night. A chilling reminder that some doors are best left unopened, some mysteries better left unsolved.